Welcome back. If you're just joining, this is Daybreak Interactive, the interactive segment of Daybreak on Trust TV, where we get to hear from you about pressing issues, topics, and discussions that we focus on this segment. So, the president at this point is begging Nigerians to please not hold the protests. Of course, different quarters of government, including the Nigerian police, have come out to say that this protest is counterproductive and might not be what Nigeria needs at this point. But Nigerians are saying, nonetheless, they will come out because it's their right to protest, and there's nowhere in the Constitution where, citizens are barred from peaceful, protests. So accusations, counter accusations, allegations, counter allegations, between the federal government's ruling APC and also the opposition PDP and also the Labour Party. Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate, former presidential candidate, of course, of the PDP in the 2023 election, has been very, very vocal about these developments. Peter Obi of the Labour Party has also been vocal. However, the presidency came out to accuse the Labour Party's presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Peter Obi, of being directly responsible for the agitation for protests. Now, the question of whether this protest is against the government of the day or is against the hunger, the starvation, and the depravity that Nigerians have been facing over the course of the last 1 year is the question that comes to bear. While they, of course, focus on slugging that out in court, because I understand that the Labour Party has now decided to take legal actions against Bayo Onanuga, one of the special advisors of the president who had made that concerns. Nigerians continue to bicker whether the government is serious about the challenges that they are facing. So, 44,400 bags of rice, 740 trucks across the 36 states of the country, from the president saying, please, take this for now, and things would get better, allow us to do our best. 60 trucks of fertilizer to 36 states of the country, of the federation, to farmers to say, use this to ramp up, food production efforts. Let's see whether all of these efforts, including the minimum wage, which has also been reviewed to 70,000, will douse the tension of the minds of Nigerians. These are some of the things that the federal government has done, in the last few weeks to somehow assuage this rising tension occasioned by the cost of living in Nigerians. Are you satisfied with all of what the government has done so far? Yes or no? Well, to respond to that, of course, all you simply need to do is, dial the number that's displayed on your screen to send in those comments, those questions, those concerns about these developments. Is the government doing enough? Is what the government even doing a sign of concern? Or they just want, to, as some would say, in a usual fashion, make Nigerians deviate from this cause so as to focus on other things. They've done it with labor. The cost of electricity tariff is still going to rise at some point. It has risen already, and Labour had said that we should reduce this tariff to reduce the pressures on Nigerians. But have they been able to do so? Well, the question is left for you to answer. However, we have our first caller this morning. Good morning, welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Morning, my name is Shetima Yakudima, calling from Maiduguri.
Good morning, Shetima. How's Maiduguri this morning?
Maiduguri is cool.
Yes, so what's your take? Are you going to protest in the coming days?
Well, honestly speaking, protest means different things in Nigeria. Protest, our fear is hoodlums, they will hijack. But if not, it is our right to protest. And it is a situation that pushes us to this level. People are hungry. Things are going worse and worse each and every second. And no any possible, no any meaningful tackling in the side of the government. So people are being, you see, Sagir, a forest, a theory of liberty can only be watered by life and blood for the coming generation to enjoy the shelter. This situation, if we have been looking at it, it will overlap from us to our younger generations. So something needs to be done.
Indeed.
But things that need to be done, there is a lot of ways in democratic society. It's not only protest. We have so many ways to solve this problem.
But Shetima,
because if you look at the
Shetima, if I may, Shetima, you know, Nigerians are saying that it's their right to protest, and they will protest because this is the last resort after, you know, exploring all other options that is available to them. But by and large, do you think that, or do you feel that the government has done enough by, you know, some of these pronouncements that it has made in terms of the distribution of food items and commodities across the country, rice especially, 740 trucks to the 36 states of the Federation. The new minimum wage is now on board. Yesterday it was granted an accelerated passage, you know, on the floor of the Senate and also the House of Representatives. So do you think that these developments in the last few days is enough for Nigerians to hold on a bit on, you know, this protest and probably give the government a few months to show, you know, commitment further?
Honestly speaking, as far as I'm concerned, it's not enough. Because all these palliative that they are sending to the state level is not the real beneficiaries that benefiting. They are doing politics with all these palliative, honestly speaking. You will see that a politician, a alliance politician can get 100 bags of rice. He alone. A hungry masses, they cannot even get 2 mudu out of that what they sent. This is the reality. Go and check every state. They share it within their party members. It's not reaching to the common man. Majority of people, they don't know even palliatives have arrived to the state. Talk less of to be a beneficiaries. This is the reality. And the only way that we can have confidence on the government is for them to revive what they call a cooperative in the oldest days. We do not need this palliative. What we need is to bring food and sell it at a cheaper price. Let government cut down the prices of the goods. Let them buy rice, even a foreign rice, whatever rice, even local rice. If in the market are selling it, for example, 80,000, let them sell it at the 55,000. That's what we are looking for.
All right, Shetima. Shetima Yakudima, there all the way from Maiduguri, Borno State, with his comments, stating that, well, the government might have done quite a number of things, but it's just not enough. It's not enough to reduce the pressures. Shetima, thank you so much for the call and the contribution on the program. So Shetima has set the foundation upon which this discussion can be built upon. So call in with those comments, those concerns, those contributions. Has the government done enough? Will the 44,400 bags of 740 trucks of rice get to those who it's intended to get to? Is this enough to get Nigerians off the streets? We have another caller. Good morning, welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, I'm calling from Kebbi State.
All right, your name, sir?
My name is Ibrahim Pocho, as usual.
Oh, Ibrahim Choko from Kebbi State. Welcome to the program, a regular caller indeed. So what's your contribution? Are you going to protest? Should Nigerians protest?
Honestly speaking, protest is not the best way to go, and my reasons are, we all know that people are angry, and we all know that it's our right to protest, and we also all know that there are some bad ones among good ones that are looking for an opportunity to explore their own evil deeds. Because they don't have the chance to achieve that, they may trigger fire on the minds of others to thrown into the action of protest for them to carry out their activities, which we know the aim of the protesters is for the government to hear their cry and come to their rescue. So if we can go by protest, actually speaking, for us to get the easy landing, we are going to find ourselves in a mess. That is because the minds of others are not in the same mindset with the other people. So in my opinion, I don't think that we should go for protest. There are ways to come to the government. Many houses like this.
All right, Ibrahim, all the way from Kebbi. Ibrahim, thank you so much for the contributions. Ibrahim has stated that he do not think that protest or protesting would be the right way to go about addressing these problems. But then again, to protest or not to protest, to address the issues or not, has the government, done enough for you to be satisfied enough not to go out there, and protest? Because it's a serious situation out there. 5,000 naira in the market is now looking like 500 naira, because 500 naira would even hardly get you a few pieces of fresh pepper. Talk more of any other, food item in the market. Good morning, welcome to the program. We have another caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and your location, sir.
My name is Do Good. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
From Port Harcourt. Sorry, I didn't get your name.
Yes. Do Good is my name.
Do Good. Oh, so let's do good this morning, Mr. Do Good. Let's hear your contribution. Are we protesting or not?
So eventually, he said a lot of things for this nation. It's getting out of hand. It's very terrible everywhere. And it shouldn't be like that. How can we be inside the water and the soap is entering our eyes? It's too bad. Our rulers are not doing better at all. Why they go to fat salary, must go here and there, people are seeing them, riding exotic cars, doing everything, double, while people die on hunger. It's not the best at all. And also, to surprise you now, I have a debit notice from NEPA, 15,000 something. Where I've been paying I'm on meter. I've been charging my meter, and meter is very accurate. This bill they brought last night, as well as that, it was easy killing me down now. 15,000 areas, I should pay them. For what? I can't understand. That's the bad way anyway. And also, please, the protest we're talking about is a way to go, but they should bring out police to
guide the protesters. They should bring out police to guide the protesters. Isn't it Do Good? Well, Do Good, you've done good this morning by stating your minds on the developments. Do Good was especially not happy about an increment on his meter at home. So I hope that he gets to address that challenge. However, on the protest, he said it's the way to go. So a lot of Nigerians, have disparate views on these developments. But however, there are concerns, multifaceted concerns on the side of the government and of course of the people about these developments. But then we have another caller now. Good morning, welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Adi, I'm calling from London.
Mr. Adi from London. Good morning. How's London this morning?
No, it's very cool.
So will you be supporting? Will you be supporting the protest from outside Nigeria, or would you rather that Nigerians shelve the protest?
Never ever. The first and second caller, they have spoken very well. Only protest now. Because protest can turn to riots. So things are hard everywhere. I want them to know that not only in Nigeria, everybody, even in America, they are complaining. We are complaining in UK here. So, because it's a global thing. But I know people are going through a lot, can normally say. But everybody is counting of the president. What of the governor? What of the local government chairman? What of the money they are giving to the governor? So, I'm totally against protest.
No.
I'm happy that my brothers from the north say they are not going to join protest. But those who are protesting are Yahoo. Some of them are Yahoo, and it's politically motivated.
Allegedly.
Is it not in our constitution for you not to steal?
But Mr. Ade, despite all of these allegations, we cannot take away the fact that Nigerians are facing some real hunger issues out there, occasioned by the cost of commodities which they cannot buy because they do not have the money to do so.
Listen, my brother. I know it. I feel it. We in Diaspora feel it more than you. Last year, we remitted $25 billion to Nigeria from Diaspora. Do you think the money is for building a house? No. By helping our families. We feel it in our Diaspora than you. Because we remit money. This money, I've sent money. But that doesn't mean that they should go and do riot and break things down in the name of protest. I mean, this government is just 1 year. It's politically motivated. They said constitution is your right. Yes, it's your right. In the constitution, it said don't steal. Why are they stealing? Why are they doing yahoo yahoo? Is it not in constitution not to steal? If they want to follow constitution, I'm happy with my brothers in the North that they say they are not going to be part of this. Let's leave it to those people and see. It's politically motivated. They can't wait for another 4 years for them to contest. That's why they are doing all what they are doing. It's not fair. Most people will die. Then people will die that day. Mark my word. Because it's going to turn to riot. Hold on. We hijack this thing.
All right.
So we don't want any problem for our country now. More peaceful. They can do a peaceful something, gather in one place and make their view known. Even the president is begging them. He has had their view. They should give him time. But yet they say no. That means there is no protest. Have an ulterior motive. What they want to carry out. We feel it here. We feel it. Send money home every day. So we know that things are hard everywhere. It's not easy anywhere in the world. Even in America, they are complaining now.
Mr. Ade.
So that's what I'm saying. So
Mr.
this thing, protest, not in support.
All right, Mr. Ade. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless Nigeria indeed. Mr. Ade was emphatic. Not in support of the protest because of a variety of reasons. So like I was saying earlier, it's a multi-layered problem. Or multi-layered concern, just like an onion. The government on one hand is concerned that the protest is going to, in one way or the other, make the administration look bad, which is true and right, by the way. But then again, Nigerians are protesting because what's going on in the country and in their lives is also looking bad. I was talking earlier about how you go to the market with 5,000 naira, you can barely buy anything. I think one piece of spaghetti now is around 1,000 naira or thereabouts. This increases has impacted different sectors and different food items across the market, making it difficult for an average man, to have a decent meal daily. So Nigerians are not happy, especially because the government is in one breath saying that they understand the situation and that Nigerians should be patient because there's light at the end of the tunnel. But how far is this tunnel? And when will the Nigerian government officials begin to focus on the sensibilities and sensitivities of some of the developments, that they make? You cannot in one breath say there is no money and you cannot increase the minimum wage, and then in another breath, you're appropriating and making provisions for the procurement of a private jet to improve the lifestyle of some of these top government functionaries, procurement of vehicles across the country and the likes of that. These are some of the reasons why Nigerians have refused to agree with the government when it says that it will take time to improve the situation of the country and that Nigerians need to be patient. Patient for how long? But then there is the other concern. The concern that when Nigerians go out on the streets to protest, these protests might be hijacked by unscrupulous elements who are not true to these protests. Now, when we get to this point, what do we do? Do we say Nigerians should not go out to protest, or do we call on the Nigerian police to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order as citizens carry out their constitutionally backed right? These are the questions. And we have another caller now. Good morning. Welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me too?
Yes, I can. Welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you. My name is Sunday. I'm calling from Okene, Kogi State.
Sunday from Okene. Thank you for joining the program. What's your contribution? Should Nigerians protest or should they continue waiting on the government to do what is necessary?
Sure, the Nigerians need to protest for them to know that they are seriously in need of what you are demanding for. Because if we should not protest, you give us one reason why we will not protest. We have really endured enough. The only thing that we advise ourselves, we have left for the past protest that a good lump sum, we are jacket. We need to be very careful and not violent. Then it's the responsibility of police to lead and guide us. For we to express our mind, because it's only in their own benefit. They too, they are feeling it. Only that they cannot come outside and say it the way we are doing it. So anybody that's telling us that we should not protest is an party something that they can't wait for this one. There's nothing like that. Because hungry don't know if you are APC, PDP or AFCA. It's about yourself and about your born children. You look at how we are, talkless of our upcoming children. How would that be if you not protect their life and their future? So seriously, we need to protect, but in the other way around, we are going to be violent about it. Tell the government or what we need. They say we should give them time. We have given them a year plus.
All right, Sunday. Thank you so much. All the way from Okini there with his contributions. Nigerians have to protest because which other way can they voice or vent? Hunger does not know face, person, tribe, nor religion. Hunger does not care if you're in the APC, if you're in the PDP, if you're in ABGA, if you're in ZLP, or if you decide not to join any political party at all. When hunger comes, it doesn't look at your face. It attacks the tummy. These are the statements that Nigerians are making on the reason why it is important for them to come out and voice their concerns on these developments. However, we are going to be taking some WhatsApp messages now, as some Nigerians had sent in their contributions, via text, of course. But before we do that, let's take another contribution via telephone. Good morning. Welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, sir. My name's Mohammed Kudu. I'm calling from Bida in Niger State.
Mohammed Kudu from Bida, you have the name of a popular newscaster, but go ahead with your contribution.
I'm personally in support of the protest because with the way things are going in this country, my brother, it's not just easy. Life has been lost. People are just dying as a result of hunger, frustration, and so many other things. Look at the issue of insecurity everywhere in Nigeria. People are just dying like fowls. Government has been falling its arms, looking at people dying anyhow. Look at hunger. Go inside market now, sir. In Vida here, at last week, a module of rice was almost about 2,600 naira a module.
Sorry, I didn't get that, Mohammed. I would like you to please, repeat that statement. You said a module of rice now sells for how much?
A module of rice was running to almost 2,600 naira per module in Vida.
2,600 naira for a module of rice.
A module of rice. So you cannot get 5,000 naira. 5,000 naira in your hand to eat just a meal, to get a meal now. A meal, 5,000 naira will not be enough for you to eat. How much is the salary? How much are we earning? When politicians are sharing money, sharing cars, sharing two individuals, giving them 2,000 naira, 300,000 naira, when there is serious problem in the country, where are we heading to? Look at pensioners dying. We see our pensioners in Nigeria State are taking 6,000 naira per month, 4,000 naira per month. What is the plot of these old men that are just dying for nothing? Where are we heading to? What a country. People are suffering on a daily basis. People are dying. As I'm speaking with you now, my brother, I'm a family man. Right now, I'm speaking to look at your time. It's almost 9 to 9. I've not taken anything. Since 4 o'clock. This morning I've been thinking of where to lay my hands onto. Look at my children. We've not eaten. Even to take account this morning, I don't know where to afford it, where to get it from. And they say we should not protest. Whosoever says we should not protest.
I don't think now is the time to use harsh words. Mohammed, I feel that you could voice those concerns, of course, without denigrating anybody's integrity. But then again, Mohammed, thank you so much for these contributions on the developments. We definitely hope that Nigerians can as well hear you, and as they make up their minds on whether to come out to protest or not. On the part of the government, you said it all. You cannot, in the face of hunger, frustration, and strife, call on Nigerians not to protest when they feel that you do not have an understanding of what they might be going through. Because for what it's worth, they feel that you're, here in the nation's capital, sharing the loot, as it were. And they are in the, subnationals in the states, and they are bearing the cost of the impact of some of these, economic policies that have been rolled out by the government. The removal of fuel subsidy, it was supposed to douse some of the pressures that Nigerians face with regards to the cost of getting petrol, the cost of doing business, the cost of transportation. How far with that development? they've been asking questions. Where is the PCNG, the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative? It was supposed to have been rolled out, a couple of months ago with buses across the countries to transport Nigerians from point A to point B, reducing the cost of transportation. But how far with that? The insecurity continues to linger in different parts of the country. Is it Zamfara, Katsina, Sokoto, across the northern states, and no response in terms of some real intervention from the government. These are the cries that Nigerians are making, and the question of whether they should protest or not. But then we have another caller. Good morning and welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning. My name is Mohammed Usama Suleiman. I'm calling from Taraba.
Mohammed from Taraba, thank you so much for calling all the way. Please proceed with your contributions. Should Nigerians protest or not, bearing the current situation?
No, it is very, very important as citizens of Nigeria looking at the conditions and the hardship of people that are facing in Nigeria. And if you look at the insecurity only, not even only the high cost of living. And it is very, very, very important as all we know that Constitution allow us to protest or to voice or to speak out our opinion about what is going on, so that it is very, very important as a Nigerian. And also we have seen something is going on bend. It is better for us to come out and protest, and I think that protest is to help us to understand, maybe to end all this bad governance and all activities that is happening, or until something that government to show to the citizens of Nigeria.
All right, Mohammed. Thank you so much for your contributions.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So now let's read those WhatsApp messages that were sent to us by some of our viewers. There you go. The 17 trillion naira coastal highway money, I think he meant 16 trillion, would have ended this hunger in Nigeria, at least for the next 3 years. All this hardship are needless. What a country. Tunde from Abuja. That's Tunde's contribution. And another one says, good morning, Trust TV. This is Mukhtar Caesar from Jos. I am in full support of the protest because life in Nigeria is something else. Without protesting, the government in power won't understand how the masses are doing. Well, there you have it. And then we have another caller this morning. Good morning. Welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Mohammed Shafi from Bida.
Mohammed from Bida. Welcome to the program. What's your contribution?
Yeah,
should Nigerians protest or not?
I'm part of the support of this protest. One point or the other, the protest will let the government to know that people are suffering. People are really suffering in this country. And the government is not making any move to reactivate all these things. For an example, there is way government will alleviate all these things, will adjust it. Let's say, for an example, importing rights from other countries to this country, so that the prices of goods will come down, especially rice and what have you. Or partially opening all these local borders to bring rice in, let's say 90 days. The price of food is not being that. In countries like the Ministry of Agriculture, the mine in the is that.
Okay, Mohammed, I can no longer hear what you're saying. I think we're getting some form of network interference there. But please do call us back with your contributions on these developments. And then again, I think it's important to state that as a Nigerian, if you've made the decision to protest, you should also know that as much as you have the right to protest, where your right ends is where another Nigerian's right begins. What this means is if you're going to protest, it is an onus and a responsibility upon you to protest peacefully without, constituting nuisance in any part of Nigeria or any state that you may find yourself during the protest. So you should respect the laws and be civil. a call for protest is not a call for you to go on the street with dangerous weapons and burning tires here and there, and then entering people's shops and vandalizing. If you do that and you're arrested, you will go to jail. So if you're going to protest peacefully and civilly. You can voice your concerns, your grievances, and your frustrations without infringing the right of another Nigerian, of course. And please do continue to call us with those comments, recommendations to the government on what they can do if really they want to do something, to stop Nigerians from going out to protest. But then we have another caller. Good morning, welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Basi. I'm calling from Calabar.
Basi from Calabar, welcome to the program. Please, what's your contribution on the program? Should Nigerians protest, or should they give the government a little time, to prove themselves, especially bearing in mind that they started distributing palliatives again to Nigerians, 740 trucks of rice?
Someone has already said it this morning that those items they share in the name of palliatives still remains in the hands of the politicians. These politicians have a list of people they take care of when it comes to things like this. That's this kind of intervention. But that's none of my business there. My concern again is this. During elections, they make use of everybody in the society, both the good, the bad, and the ugly. Then after elections, when it's time for us to air out our grievances, they term some of us as, what do they call us? Hoodlums.
Anti-government.
Yes. We become anti-government, we become hoodlums. There is nobody in this country who is not feeling the hardship, the level of hardship in this country. And so for those who are, maybe because of their political inclinations, are coming to tell us that we should not join in the protest, such people don't mean well for this country. If you check very well, it is either they are being tribalistic or they have, in one way or the other, gained from the government.
Well, Basi, there might also be a concern that as much as the intentions of Nigerians are novel, this protest can still be hijacked by unscrupulous elements who will turn it to something else.
Who do you call unscrupulous elements? Who are the people? Please, can you give us maybe a good definition of those people? Because, listen, let me tell you something. These people, during elections, they are seen or they are termed as electorate. They are useful in the hands of the politicians, right?
Yes.
There is no line drawn between those who are unscrupulous and those who are scrupulous. Is it only when we tend to say no to certain government policies that we become unscrupulous?
But Basi,
let us look at it from that angle.
Basi, would you agree with me that the NSAS protest of 2020 was highly successful and it served its purpose?
Let me tell you again, going back to NSAS protest, most of the first set of people who invaded that process were sponsored by the government. We saw the video clips everywhere.
Basi, that's an allegation, Basi.
It is an allegation, yes,
indeed.
No doubt.
But then again,
there is an element of...
Aren't you concerned that the nobility of that protest, as noble as it was hijacked? Aren't you concerned that a same situation can happen to this protest as well?
Listen, let me tell you again. The first set of people who came to hijack that protest were sponsored by the government.
Allegedly.
We saw them being driven to those locations in Lagos and Abuja in government vehicles. We saw them. Those videos are still very much available on the internet. So you cannot say that. See, they know what they are doing. They know what they are doing. Do you understand? They know what they are doing. They don't mean well for this country. So for as much as possible, they will try to suppress the popular opinions of the people so that they continue to hold sway.
So what would you like to see the government do? What would you like to see the government do? What would you like to see the government do? If, for instance...
Oh, no. They should. There is serious need for restructuring of this country. Let everybody take care of themselves. Let the North take care of themselves. Let the South take care of themselves. We raise from our internally generated revenue, from our mineral resources. Let us see how we can develop ourselves. Because what is going on here is serious violation of fundamental human rights in this country. And so when you want to speak out, they call you a hoodlum. You can't tell me if I hit the streets of Calabar on the 1st of August with my PhD in the bag, because I'm against certain government policies, you come now to call me a hoodlum. And listen, let me tell you, take this underlying statement. The so-called hoodlums were once useful in the hands of politicians. They recruited them, they empowered them with arms and everything. So after elections, you dump them. And whenever there is time for the masses, you begin to call them hoodlums. People hoodlums.
All right, Basi.
Who are not okay because we are not clapping for them. Automatically we become hoodlums.
All right.
It doesn't make sense.
All right,
they're taking the masses for granted, and it's not supposed to continue like this.
Thank you so much for the contribution, Basi. Basi called all the way from Calabar with his contributions into the developments as it relates, Nigerians calling for a nationwide protest over the frustration, the strife, and the developments in the country with terms of the cost of living, of course, the rising cost of food, commodities. Well, while Ibrahim, Ade, Mohammed from Taraba, Mohammed from Bida Mohammed from Bida was actually, in support of the protest, but Ibrahim, Ade Shatima said the protest might not yield the effect because it might be taken over or hijacked by unscrupulous elements. Basi, on the other hand, say the government has continued to call Nigerians who have been against some of, the developments that has continued to cause this pain, these challenges, this frustration to them. The government has continued to tag them hoodlums because they are no longer useful. But these hoodlums were once useful to the government. And with that, unfortunately, we have to put a pin. I wish that we could stay for longer to get more Nigerians to contribute on the program. But I thank you so much for all of those who have called in with their thoughts, their comments, their concerns, and even questions around these developments. Please, if you decide to protest, do so civilly and within your rights. And if you decide not to do so, do well to, continue to champion the cause of a better Nigeria and a greater Nigeria and be, of course, a patriotic citizen. And with that, we wrap up this segment and we will now go on a break. When we return, Daybreak continues.